Hello everyone. Thank you for watching this video. Just wanted to take a few minutes out to talk about the through hike that's coming up with the Appalachian Trail. About 3,500 miles of through hiking this coming year, or this year I should say, not this coming year, but this year, starting here in a few days actually. So I wanted to talk about some of the food, nutrients and how I get them out on the trail, kind of how everything works. It's a question that comes up quite a bit as far as how I get the nutrients, how do I get the calories I need, the vitamins I need, to continue going and continue to be strong. And then, some people think that through hikers are just out there eating trash all the time. There's definitely a big part of trash, don't get me wrong, but it's not all that. So I wanted to kind of throw that off to the side and talk about what I do. Now, mind you, it's different for every person. Some people are fast walkers, they're doing high mileage, they're doing, a day of high mileage and a day off in town and back and forth. It really depends on the person, how many miles they're walking, how strenuous the through hiking is, whether it's a lot of mountains or more flat ground, as far as their body type, their metabolism that they burn, what they need to replenish. Everybody's different, so this video is only talking about me. I've done a lot of miles over the last couple of years. I've really gotten down to a science what I need in my body, and I still tweak it. I definitely don't know it all, so I'm always learning as well for my body. Well, this worked, this did not work, this worked better. Like last year after coming off the Appalachian Trail, with the 1,600 or so miles that I did, I realized that there's one thing I really needed to improve on this year, and that was in between the through hikes to make sure I'm getting the vitamins that I lacked during the through hike, and then also to get more of those vitamins when I'm in town, during town days and zeros and neros. So basically, that's kind of where everything is starting. Everybody's different. I'm talking about what has worked for me, what I have kind of down to a science for me, still always tweaking that and improving as I go. As you can see, I have some food out here. This is my bear can that I'm going to be using this time around. I believe it's called the 450, and the other one was a 550. The other one was about 2 inches higher. Probably had another day or two worth of food that you could put in there. But on the Appalachian Trail, basically able to stop every 2 to 3 days and resupply. I require a lot myself. I pretty much always have hiker hunger. A little less when I first start, but it kind of goes right into it. Some people go out there and, they're not even hungry for the first week. That's not me. I'm hungry even thinking about that first mile. I put in a lot of miles each day. I'm not necessarily the fastest out there. Definitely not the fastest, and definitely not the strongest. I'm mentally strong, and I don't stop. I'm like the little engine that could. I just keep going. So I hike long days. And I also, because of that, I eat often. I don't just eat 3 meals. I don't eat 4 meals or 5 meals. I'm eating like every hour or so. So let's talk about a little bit about what I take out there. Right here, these are kind of like the protein bars, the energy bars. These are a couple Cliffs and kind of bars, different kinds. This is breakfast protein here. This is just kind of like a blueberry vanilla cashew, I think it says. Now, I will tell you, I get bored very easily with food, so I change it up quite often. That's why I do not send my packages ahead for resupplies. I get my resupplies as I go. What I feel in the mood for at that time is what I get. Now, that being said, there's a foundation. There's certain foods I need. So I always have some sort of energy bars. I will tell you, on the PCT, I got very sick and tired of Cliff bars. So I rarely eat those. I might have one of those a week, or I might go 2 or 3 resupplies and get none, and then I might find a couple in a hiker box or something and take those with me. But the kind bars, I still like those. I haven't gotten sick of those yet, so to speak. That's kind of my go-to as far as protein. Now, I don't do a lot of protein bars. So if I get one box, let's say, resupply for protein bars, that's going to last me a week, maybe 2 weeks. Just because I don't eat them very often, because I do like my sugar on a through hike. I'm not a big sugar guy off the trail, but I do like my donuts. First thing in the morning, I eat donuts. I don't normally take these kind with me. I get the donut sticks because they're already flat. So if they get flattened down in the bear can, they're still donut sticks. If these get flattened down, they're just balls of dough, basically. But I always make sure I have some sweet stuff. You know, if it's 2 or 3 day supply, I will usually have double the amount of days that I need it for. One in the breakfast, one, you know, I'm going to have a snack later, some kind of sweet stuff. So donuts, you know, donut sticks, honey buns, chocolate honey buns is another good one. And that's kind of my go-to there. Peanut butter, this is a big deal for me. Every time I'm out, every time I resupply, I make sure I get more peanut butter if I am running out. If I have enough to get me 2 or 3 more days, then I don't. But this, I just simply scoop it out. I take this fork and I get 2 or 3 good bites in, sometimes 4 or 5, every hour or so. You know, several times a day, let's put it that way, not every hour. But I'm stopping to get a snack or some sort every hour or 2. So that is normally coming like every other one. Sometimes I like to have tortillas with me for a couple reasons. One is for peanut butter. Another one is a lot of times when some of the proteins that I take is a salami and cheese. I'll take that with me, put that in a tortilla, and I'll eat that for my lunch. Another really good thing, don't knock it till you try it. Try it sometime. If you take peanut butter, put it in a tortilla, and you have pepperoni slices and put that very thick on there, take some crackers or some sort of chip or something, crumble that up in there. Thru-hiker heaven as far as a snack or a sandwich. Give it a try. But I don't always take tortillas with me. They are a little heavy. I can get really sick of eating tortillas. So a lot of times, you know, that as far as starch and carbs, I mean, I get it plenty of different ways. So again, I'm not doing the same things all the time because you don't want to get sick of it because you'll stop eating and you're not getting nourishment. So I definitely like to change it up and have those flavors fresh. Obviously, this is not everything I take out there. This is what I'm going to be taking out when I first start here in a few days. The Appalachian Trail. I will say that all of this is not coming with me. So as you can see, these bars here, I'm going to have like 2 or 3 of these bars in there and so forth. And, you know, let me keep going actually through this. So talking about the protein, these are awesome. If you never had these, I think they just came out last year. But it's Star-Kissed tuna, but they have flavor to them. They're made with pasta and beans, zesty lemon, Latin citrus, with barley and beans, and quinoa, I think. I can usually not say that right, but I think I might have got that right this time. That's another protein I take with me. Like I'll take probably 2 or 3 of those with me and probably leave a couple here. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do with that in a minute. Slim Jims. This is a great little thing. I always get these. There are 14 of them in there. They're about this big. Again, something that I'll just take a couple of those every hour to eat a couple of those, a scoop of peanut butter, you know, getting 200 or 300 calories in me every couple of hours or every hour or 2. That's another good one there. Now, I will tell you, while I'm thinking about it, these are all in packages. These will remain in packages. This will not. This will just all come out, so that box will not be going, because this is added weight. Another one is this stovetop. That will not be in a box. That will actually be in Ziploc bags. This is my hot mix, I guess. I have a couple stress relief tea, decaffeinated, a couple hot chocolates, and coffee. I think there's, 8 packets of instant coffee there, Starbucks. I don't usually do Starbucks. I usually do really cheap Folgers. Because when you're out there, you're drinking water all the time. Anytime you get a little flavor, it's good. So I get a little coffee flavor. I don't even need sugar and cream like I would out here in the society world. But these will all go in the Ziploc bag as well, and so forth. While I'm talking about that, snacks. One of my favorite snacks to go to, because when you're sweating out there, you're losing salt, you're losing, obviously, nutrients like potassium and magnesium and so forth. Salt is one of the best ways to get that back in your body. You need to put that back in your body. And there's a couple different ways I do that. I do that with electrolyte powders or capsules. I also do that with food. Combos is a great little snack. Again, something I'll just hit every hour or so. Take a couple combos. Some crackers, either the cheese or the peanut butter, like Ritz crackers or off brands. It doesn't even matter to me. But these will also go in a Ziploc bag. So if you're not taking these, Ziploc bags is your friend on a thru-hike. Not much weight. It keeps everything organized. A couple more protein things here. So a lot of times what I do with protein is I'll have chicken or tuna or both. I'll have the Slim Jims. I'll have these. I'll usually have a tube or a roll, whatever you want to call it, of salami or the pepperoni slices. And then I'll have some cheese. Sometimes I won't. It just depends what I'm in the mood for that particular resupply. So you got to mix up a lot of the protein. I mean, you don't want to just eat it straight all the time. And that takes me to dinner food. So, stovetop. This is actually going to be the first time I've ever taken stovetop. A lot of people swear by it. I've never even tried it because I don't like soggy things. I'm afraid it's going to be soggy. But I figured this time I'm going to try it. So I'm going to split this into probably 2 or 3 Ziplocs. Take one of them with me. Leave the others here. Again, I'll tell you what I'm going to do with that in a minute. Instant mashed potatoes. Ah, my friend. I love everything about instant mashed potatoes out on the trail, except cleaning the pans. It is not fun, especially when you're trying to keep the scents and smells away from your camp. It is not fun cleaning it out. These are better. However, I stay away from those, and I'll talk about that here next. But instant mashed potatoes, so good, so filling, so yummy. I don't have any ramen out here. I always have 2 or 3 ramen with me. That's in there in the other room, and I forgot to bring it in with me. But chicken or beef ramen, and then I mix it with mashed potatoes. I thought I invented it, and then I found out this is actually called a ramen bomb. There's already a name for it. But what I do is I'll take a thing of ramen. I'll pour, I don't measure, just the amount of water that I know in here, which is up to here, that will do the ramen. And then it usually ends up being 1/2 to 3/4 of a bag of instant. And then I'll put a couple of beef sticks in there or a thing of tuna and mix it all together. A lot of times I'll have like condiment things from a fast food restaurant from a town day, maybe ketchup or hot sauce or olive oil is really good. I try to have a couple packets of olive oil. And I don't normally buy these things. These are things I could find in like hiker boxes along the way, people that wanted to get rid of it. And it's just fun little things to change up the flavor. I love to cook outside of the trail. I love it. It's one of my big passions in life, to cook in an artistic way. So I try to do that on the trail just to add different flavors and such. But yeah, you put instant mashed potatoes and ramen together and, you know, some sort of protein, it is good. And then you put a little ketchup or something in there. It doesn't taste like ketchup. Obviously, you mix it all together. It just tastes like you put some tomato-y in there or something like that. It is really good. And to think these are maybe $1 or $2, ramen, 50 cents? And, you know, by the time you use 1 or 2 of these or a pack of tuna, you spend like $3 or $4 for this thing that has like 1,500 calories. So that is a lot better than this. Flavor-wise, maybe not as good. These are Dehydrated Meals or freeze-dried meals. There's a lot of different brands. Mountain House, these are Peak 2. Actually, my wife got these for me for Christmas. So I'm going to take these with me. I normally don't buy these unless I find a really good deal. Like last year, right before Fontana Dam, I found a really good deal. A trail angel took me to a grocery store where I could do some resupply, and I found, I can't remember the name of it, but whatever it was, they're all very similar, about 1,000 calories, you know, big amounts of protein and salt. They're made for hikers out there. The stuff you're going to need to replenish, you know, while you're out there. But they were like $5. Normally these things are 11 or 12 bucks each. That's a lot of money when you think about that you could eat 3 or 4 of these in a day. So when I get them, I look at it as like it's a treat. It's like out here in the society world, it's like a steak dinner. You know, this is my treat for myself. I might get, you know, like here, I'm taking 2 of them. I'll probably have these in the first couple of days. And then I won't have any for a week or 2. And I might buy one or find one in a hiker box or something somebody's wanting to get rid of. For those who don't know what a hiker box is, a hiker box is when some hikers have went through and at different hostels or different resupply places, there's a box out there where people can get rid of the things that they're not using. It could be shoes, it could be socks, it could be backpacks, it could be anything they're not using. Sometimes that's food, sometimes that's things that was never open and it's just causing too much weight in their backpack, so they get rid of it. So I will pick those up and, you know, use them when I can. But obviously, you can only take so much food with you. In my case, I burn about 6,000 calories a day because I'm walking 20 plus miles, doing about 5,000 to 6,000 or more in elevation. That burns a lot of calories. For me and my body type, about 6,000. I have a high metabolism, so I don't eat the 2 or 3 meals. I eat every so often, every hour, every 2 hours. So I have to get about 3,000 calories in me. You're going to lose weight anytime you're through hiking. It's just part of you. There's no way you could take 6,000 calories of food per day and have 3 days of that. You wouldn't be able, no. Just too much weight, too much bulk. You wouldn't be able to do it. So I get about 2,500, 3,000 calories a day in me. That's still, if you're doing your math, 3,000 in deficit every day. You figure over a week, that's 21,000. That's 4,000 calories, I think they figure, to lose a pound. So that's about 5 pounds a week I would lose based on that. But this isn't where you get all your nutrients. This is what you do to survive and give you the energy while you're out there. Obviously, you're getting your protein, you're getting your proteins, you're getting your energies, you're getting your salts, your potassiums. With this, you got your beans, you got your fiber, very important thing because it's hard to get fiber out on the trail. And then I take this. This is Noon. I also use Pedialyte. These are tablets or powders that you put in your water to give the electrolytes back. It's magnesium, potassium, salts. You need to do, I shouldn't say what you need to do, but I do about 1 or 2 liters for every 3 or 4 liters that I drink of water, because you don't want to just have all water and not be replenishing the salts and everything you need to. So that's how I do it. Really looking forward to trying the stovetop stuffing this time, because that's definitely a lot of good carbs and stuff that I'll need out there. It'd be nice if it'd be a good change if that works. I'm just afraid it's going to be soggy and I'm not going to like it. Not everybody likes everything that everybody does. I know a guy who lived on stuffing and sweet foods like Pop-Tarts and donuts and stuff like that the whole time. Lost an immense amount of weight doing that. Like, I couldn't stomach that day after day. I knew a lady in the PCT that they trail named her MASH, because all she wanted to do was eat mince and mashed potatoes. I'm glad she knew and thought about this. She said, yeah, let's do that. I like that name. And then all of a sudden realized, well, what if I hate mashed potatoes after a week? Then I'm going to want to vomit every time somebody says my name. I thought that was hilarious because it's true. We end up getting really sick of the foods we're eating, which is why, I mean, more power to you if you're one of those people that send your food out for the whole trail or wherever you think you're going to get the first 500 miles or whatever. That's not for me, because what I'm hungry for now, I'm not going to be hungry for in 2 or 3 days. It's going to be something completely different. But basically, I have my sweet foods. I have my protein and energy bars. I have my protein and meat. I have my carbs and potatoes and combo snacks and different kind of snack things. Fiber and nuts. That's another good thing for nuts. For fiber, I should say, is nuts. But besides that, town days. Town days is where you make up for things. You're not going to make up for everything you lost. Again, you're going to lose weight on a thru hike. I'm going to lose probably 20 or 30 pounds on this thru hike. That's just the nature of the beast. You're losing all good things and getting stronger every day, so it's definitely a positive thing. You just want to make sure you're eating enough so you're not getting malnourished. But yeah, when I go into town, it's eating, 2 or 3 meals at a time. I'm kind of known as that guy that I'll go into a Cracker Barrel, let's say, and get, chopped steak, hash brown casserole, and pinto beans or something like that. And I'll eat it, and then the waitress will come by, like, is everything good? I'm like, yeah, no, I'll take that again. I did it in Irwin. I got a full, big breakfast that they had at this little cafe, and the waitress comes by and says, I'll take a second one of those, except make a sausage instead of bacon this time. And she looked at me like I had 3 eyes. I'm like, no, I'm serious. I need that again. She apparently didn't know anything about the thru-hiker world, but with me, I get very hungry, so I make up for that in town. The one thing I'm going to do a little different this time is I'm going to eat more vegetables when I'm in town. Still pounding the calories, don't get me wrong, but I need those nutrients of the vitamins and such. So that's one big change I'm going to make. I have always eaten salads and vegetables when I'm in town, but I'm going to do more of that this time because I really want to make sure I'm getting, the potassium for bananas and apples and, fiber for the digestive system and all these things. Because I do suffer with digestive issues, so I want to make sure I'm keeping that on the up and up. But so that's kind of just an idea of what the nutrients is like. This will be about half of this. Oh, I was going to tell you about that. So basically, I'll be taking all of these. I said I'll take a couple of these. energy bars and such. Probably take a couple of the tunas, both of these mashed potatoes, which will also go in a Ziploc bag, the combos. But basically anything that's left over, I'm going to leave that with my wife, and when she sends out like my next pair of shoes that's already ready here for me, or any package she wants to send to me, I'm just going to have her put some of that stuff in there. Not to do a full resupply, but to add to maybe something, that I would be resupplying out there. And that is one thing you find if you really want to do it the cheap way. It's obviously just like, people that are in Costco already know this. You buy things in bulk. So when you buy the energy bars, you're buying by the 6s. Taking 6 of those plus all the other stuff, you can't take 6 of everything. Unless you're going to be gone for 10 days, and then you're going to need the big bear can, and it's going to be like 15 pounds on your backpack. So you almost have to buy them single sometimes when you're out there, and that kind of stinks because there's just a lot more markup and everything. But, oh well, it is what it is. So probably about half of this is going in the bear can. We'll be going out with me on day 1 of the Appalachian Trail, which is right around the corner. This is going to be the last video before I'm on the trail. And I'm excited. I am ready to go. I am ready to conquer this year. I am ready. I am very, very focused. The food is ready. My energy level is ready. The mountains are ready. And it's going to be a great year. Like I said, this is going to be the last video. So if you could let your friends, your family know about this channel, I would love it. Again, just a reminder, in memory of my daughter who passed away 20 years ago in about 90 days. The day I announced it, it was 20 years she passed, and now we're going to be 90 days past that when I'm starting on the trail. And in her memory, because I wouldn't be me without her, for sure. She brought a lot of strength into my life, and for sure. So for Christina. And also, just like every thru-hike from here on out, to raise awareness for osteoporosis, as I was diagnosed with that 2 years ago at the ripe age of 46. So tell your friends, your family, people that like to hear stories of motivation and inspiration, people that might suffer with osteoporosis. I want to inspire and help educate, more importantly, inspire people to get out there and live life. Those of you who are new to the channel, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. One thing I'll tell you right now, this channel, I don't edit much of anything. You won't hear music in the background. On the trail, you'll hear the sweet sounds of leaves and dirt and stone underneath my feet. You'll see real time, not real time, but real things that's happened to me on the video, on the trail, as I'm walking on the trail, when I fall. If I have the camera rolling, you're going to see it. It's not getting edited out. That's not how I roll. I want you to see what I'm seeing. Why? Because I record in a way that I want you to feel like you're right there with me. So you're going to get probably more views than most of the channels out there with me. You're going to get more of the trail than, a lot will show. I want to keep my talking to a minimum, so to speak. And I want to show you what it's like being out there, like you're right there with me, because I know a lot of you can't get out there and may never get out there. So I want you to feel what I'm feeling and be there right with me. And just knowing that it's touching your life and inspiring you helps put that gasoline on my fire, so to speak. So definitely let your people know. And I'm going to see you all in a couple of days on the Appalachian Trail. And I'm looking forward to it. 2024, 3,500 miles of thru hiking. Let's live life.